Tonight's reading is for those parts that you might have left behind. It is for that part of that spirit, of that emotional self, of that deeper part of your whole being that might have been left behind, whether it be emotionally, spiritually, or intuitively. Today, we will look at that. We will look at what your spirit is trying to tell you today. So, if you found this live deep down, it is because your soul is asking you to look within, to reconnect with yourself, and to give some clarity on this. If this had called for you, if these messages resonate, it is here for a reason. Before we begin, I like starting off with a grounding exercise or a small breathing technique so we can step back into our body. So wherever you are, just find a space where you can hopefully plant both of your feet on the ground, where hopefully your back is straight forward. We can slowly reconnect with ourselves, with our body, and with our breath. And we will be taking 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So let's begin. Let's inhale deeply through the nose. Hold for 2 seconds and exhale through the mouth. Let's inhale again through the nose. Nice deep breath and hold for 2. 1, 2, and exhale through the mouth. One last deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. This deep breathing technique helps us center ourselves back into our body, back into a more gentle state of mind, to help us find clarity, to help us find guidance within this reading. And to begin, I would like us all to think, what number am I being called to? What number is truly resonating with me today? Today we have a set of 3 numbers: 222, 444, and finally 888. How does my body feel when I think of these numbers? Does it feel at peace? Does it feel called? Is it being drawn to one of these numbers? It is okay if there's like different levels of selectivity or like this energy that's calling us. Maybe one is calling us more, there's one that's calling us a bit but not too much. We can look at both of these messages and take what resonates. And with this order, we shall begin. We're going to begin with the group of 222s. This number talks about topics regarding relationships, emotional balance, and intuition. So our soul is being drawn to these topics. Topics regarding balance, topics regarding intuition, our emotional self. And now we will look into this reading. Let's see. Divine forces, guides, spirit guides. What messages do we have for this group of 222? Okay, my fellow group of 222s. So, within the search for emotional connection, for intuition, it's funny because the current energy is the Magician. This card is about having at our disposal the tools, the intelligence, the capacity, even to manifest into this reality all those things that we may desire. We might be desiring a connection, maybe a rekindling, maybe a deepening our bonds. And with this card, there's definitely this sharp insight to tell us that we are where we're supposed to be, that we have the tools necessary to connect deeply with love, to connect deeply within our relationships, whether they be platonic, romantic, or however they are being built. This message is saying that your soul is ready. Your soul has all the tools to manifest it, to deepen it, to be more profound with it. And, with this, there is a topic that the soul is avoiding. What truth or what thing are you guys struggling to face? And with it, we have the Justice card. This Justice card literally talks about relationships because it is the card of Libra. Libra talks about relationships. It talks about that balancing act of how much do I give? How much do I get back? And so with it, I'm definitely seeing a struggle to face the truth that is finding balance within our relationships. Maybe we are one to give too much, and we may feel that we are too much. And even though we are too much, and we have so much to offer, fellow 222s, I feel that we can't just give it all right away. It is something that needs to be balanced, that needs to be given, but I also need to give time to myself and to my other relationships. How can I balance my relationship with others? In what aspects may I be giving too much and receiving too little? And this is not a game of keeping count. I did this and they did that. I, gave this much money but didn't get this much money back. It's not about falling into these type of games, fellow 222s. It is about knowing I am giving this because I have the capacity emotionally, mentally, psychologically, spiritually to give this, but I must also give back to myself so that I am not left empty handed. And we might already know this deep down because we have the tools, but then sometimes we just might get excited of things and feed maybe too much into our relationships and not feed enough to the relationship that we build with ourselves. And what your soul and your intuition already knows, what do you guys already feel deeply down inside of yourselves? We begin with the Ten of Wands. This Ten of Wands really tells me that you guys carry a lot of baggage, but that is not in a negative way. It is saying that you have just so much to offer, and then so you put all of these expectations and all of these things onto the relationships. You carry with yourself everything because you want to make your partners or the people you love in your life feel good, and so you just I think you're juggling a bit too much. You're juggling so much that you are excluding your own emotional needs. You are excluding that space for that internal peace, that internal space of balance, of structure, of stability. It feels that you're lost, searching to give others what you truly want and need. And what patterns are we repeating? Pushing ourselves to a limit, pushing yourself to a position where you are tired, where you are burnt out, and then causing you to close yourself off, to, position yourself in all of these narratives and all of these experiences that left you exhausted, that left you empty-handed. And so, fellow group, with this message here, we're definitely seeing this pattern that you guys are just such givers, and you might tell yourself, oh, I'm just too much for most people, I am just too much, and you are not too much. You are just the right amount. It is just also leveling how much you carry with you, how much you're always giving, and you're forgetting to give back to yourself. And so you're left burnt out, you're left exhausted. And that was what patterns you guys are repeating. Now we're going to see what this phase is trying to teach you. We have the Knight of Swords in its reversal position. This Knight of Swords is all about not rushing into things, not rushing into relationships, not rushing into giving your all, saying everything that you're feeling, saying everything that you're experiencing. Maybe find different ways. It's okay, we have a lot to say, a lot to communicate, but maybe we can have a journal where we write all of these thoughts down, where we really express all of these things that we might be feeling within our relationships, but then intelligently communicating them at the right moment. It's not only what we communicate and how we communicate, but when we communicate. That is definitely an important experience, an important insight during this phase of your soul, fellow 222s. And what needs to be released or accepted? That emotional fulfillment is now. You are enough. You are this emotional fulfillment. You are a divine expression of fulfillment. That it is not outside of you. That it is not in other people and what they can give back to you. If you have all of this to offer, you can offer some to yourself as well. You have all the tools at your disposal. You have all the charisma, all the love, all the beautiful things already within yourself to be happy, to be satisfied, to be completely fulfilled. So definitely release the expectation that others should be fulfilling you, that others are here to make you happy, to make you feel a joy. No, that is your responsibility, and you can do it amazingly, 222s. Next, alignment and guidance. Here we have a King of Pentacles. I see you guys stepping up into this new chapter, a lot more mature, a lot in your comfort zone, feeling yourself, feeling cozy in your body, feeling cozy knowing that you're not searching for validation, that you're not searching for others to validate your experiences. You validate yourself. You give yourself all of this love, all of these gifts, all of these beautiful things, and you surround yourself with beauty, 222s. This is very Venusian. I see you guys very Venusian, very connected with your sense of body, of posture, of the self. And so I see you guys in this next chapter feeling yourself, looking into the mirror, feeling hot, feeling beautiful, and feeling sexy, cozy, and comfortable. Anyways, group 222, I hope this message resonated with you. Remember, don't forget to give a like, a subscribe, and if one of the other numbers resonated with you, just wait here and watch that other number, or you can also check down here the timestamps. I will also be doing a collective reading at the end of this video, just in case if you're interested in connecting with that. Now let's change to the 444s. Hello, beautiful 444. So good to have you here. Did it update? Oh my gosh, yes. So 444, I definitely see this number is all about stability, about seeking protection, seeking safety, about establishing foundations, about reconnecting with your inner truths. So if you chose this number, definitely your spirit guide is in search. It can also sometimes feel a bit stagnant and stuck, but this is not bad. This is a period where you are setting those foundations, where you are protecting, where you're setting boundaries, where you are reconnecting with your inner truth. And now let's see, what guidance do we have? Oh, divine beings and spirit guides for this group of 444. Okay. What are they avoiding? What are you guys avoiding here? What your soul and intuition already knows. What patterns are we repeating? Group 444. What is this phase trying to teach you, lovelies? My bad. What needs to be released or accepted? And what's next in this alignment? Where are we being guided to? 444s. The force be with you, force. Okay, so what energy are you guys currently sitting in? We have this Knight of Cups. I definitely feel that you guys are wearing your heart on your sleeve, that you are moving forward from a place of emotional depth, of emotional expression, of this desire of people knowing how you feel, of people knowing the deepness that you have to offer, the deepness in your emotions, in your thoughts, and in your feelings. This is definitely a river that is flowing with feelings, with emotions and experiences. You're definitely going through a lot of emotional shifts, 444, and it can feel quite daunting when you're desiring these foundations, where you really want to protect and feel safe. But maybe the way that you are responding, you're avoiding a bit of like this sadness that you might not be looking at. Is maybe this desire for protection and safety coming from past experiences that really hurt us? Are we acting out of fear of vulnerability, of feeling sad again, of having to experience grief? And so we are placing ourselves in positions where it's like, yes, I want to feel all of these things, because I know that deep down inside, that is what you want to do. You want to express your emotions and your sensitive part, but it feels like you're holding back. It feels like past pain experiences have not been fully healed, and that's completely fine. We can't expect ourselves to be fully healed, because if we are human and if we are living this human experience, we will continuously be hurt, and there will be new wounds that we will be dealing with. But let's not, in the search for the stability, foundation, and protection, let's not place ourselves in a cave. Let's not place ourselves in a cell where we're kind of like prohibiting emotional vulnerability. And What your soul and intuition already knows, what you already know deep down inside, is that you're holding back of experiencing life fully. It seems that, oh no, I have to be an adult, I have to be mature, I cannot just say what I feel, I cannot find ways of expressions. I have no time to dance, to sing, to write, to do theater, to do all of these creative things that help me catalyze what I am feeling. And so you are, and you know deep down inside that you've been holding back from truly experiencing life. This really reminds me of Call Me By Your Name, close to the end, where the father tells Elio, the character of Timothy Chalamet, that that we strip ourselves from emotions just so we don't have to feel anything, and then we are bankrupt and we have nothing left to offer. It was kind of like those words, per se, and that's what I'm seeing. It feels that you're stripping yourself from emotions, and you know that that's not helping you experiencing things fully. Sometimes the good, sometimes the bad. What patterns are we seeing in the search for foundation, protection, and control? We have here a perfect representation, the card number 4 of the major arcana. There is no coincidence here. Beautiful group of 4. It is the Emperor. It is Aries. It is the leader. And I am seeing this pattern of desiring to have a sense of control. You don't like things feeling out of control. You don't like things when they step out of the line and break the structure, because that means you have to deal with something different. You have to deal with a new wound. So right now you're really repeating this pattern of controlling, of holding back, even though you're feeling, even though you want to tell someone something beautiful and important that your heart is experiencing. And what this phase is trying to teach you is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups in this position is that we need community. We need people with whom we can trust with our feelings and our experiences. People with whom we can cry with. People with whom we could just be ourselves and strip away all of these I'm fine, I'm okay, everything's good, when deep down it might not be that way. Deep down you are holding yourself back from feeling. Deep down you are not helping or not pushing yourself to experience your emotions fully. It is a lack of creating these kinds of community and beautiful bonds with people that create the safety net for our emotions to be expressed, to be seen. That is important. There are people out there willing to listen, to hear, and willing to be empathetic with you. But I also see you holding back in this case because you're willing to protect yourself at all costs. What needs to be released or accepted? Nine of Swords. This endless going back and forth of past experiences, of fears, of anxieties. The Nine of Swords is very a restless card that really creates a barrier between me and the others, between me and my partner, my friends, my family. We have created these walls of I am strong, I am enough, I'm doing fine. And now we're dealing alone with all these anxieties and all this heaviness, all of these to-do lists, all of these things that we need to do by ourselves, and it's weighing us down when we could have a place, a community, a therapist to tell them everything that we might be going through. And what is next? What is next is inner alignment. Judgment calls for your soul to be elevated. But with it, we have to look within. We have to look at the patterns. We have to look at our dreams. We have to look at our unconscious desires. What is our soul is asking for? It's asking to step up, to let fear aside, or to do it even with fear. It is only through action that we start to rebuild our confidence. It is not about questioning. It is not about intellectualizing. It is about doing. And while we do, the path will appear. I hope this message resonated with you, my fellow 444s. I hope this guidance brought some light to you. If it did, remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and also, if maybe one of the other numbers are also calling a bit of your attention, you can click down here where you can see the timestamps. And also, at the end of this live, I'll be doing a collective reading if you're interested in listening to that as well. Now we will be going with 888. To be honest, I think this is the number that is calling me. I am feeling that 888. I am feeling it in my body and in my soul that this is my card. So I'll let you all know already that if you chose 888, we're in the same group. Let's see, beautiful 888. What energy are we currently sitting in? What are we avoiding? What can we be avoiding? What our soul / intuition already knows. What pattern are we repeating? What this phase is trying to teach us, 888. What needs to be released or also accepted? What's next? Where are we being guided to? Also, 888, I forgot. If you are connecting with this energy, it's because you're connecting with abundance, transformation, cycles, and your own power. And with it, here we see this 3 of Cups. I see you guys building something that has a strong foundation. I see you guys building something that is going to create community, that's going to create people. You're definitely stepping into positions where people look up to you, and you are this leader, this emotional leader, right? And people really come to you because you're empathetic, because you connect very deeply with others, and it is something to celebrate. It is something to really elevate, and to know that your soul is being called towards that elevation. And so with it, know that there is a sense of responsibility with a bit of like this leadership, with a bit of like this community of people that are starting to follow you. I'm definitely seeing people starting to follow you, to ask maybe for a bit of advice from you and things like that. This is also, you're seeking this abundance, you're seeking this growth, and with it, you need people to hold that power up, to sustain it. And what we might be avoiding is letting go of something. Something might be holding us back. Something is, needs a bit of closure in our life so that we can finally step into that totality of our power, that totality of ourselves. Maybe it could be something mental. It could be a bit of our own fears. Let's see, let's get some guidance. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles in its reverse position. I think what I'm seeing there is not seeing the full potential that you are, not calling yourself what you are, which you are a leader. You are an influencer in the sense that you can influence others, that the project, the idea that you have in your head, start doing it. Put it into action. Don't leave it for later. Don't leave it on your to-do list. What can you do today so that you can actually really start building and setting those stones for that future project? And so I'm seeing that you guys are avoiding a bit of the work. You know, sometimes you prefer to lay down to do something else or to focus on what you regularly do, but we're avoiding the actual physical work that is required to keep pushing with this momentum and set, placing ourselves in this position of power and abundance. Okay, and what our intuition already knows is that we have the knowledge, the capacity, the experience to build something that is successful financially. I'm sorry for my roommates that are a bit loud, but this is my conditions. And you have the capacity. You know that you can make this work. You have the abundant energy. You also have the people with whom to continue building and growing with. Don't doubt it. Invest. Invest in your project. Invest in your dream. Invest in this thing that will grow. It will definitely grow. What pattern are we repeating? I'm sensing a bit of indecisiveness, and later we're going to see that later on as well. This Lover's card is of putting things off because we have to take the safer road. Putting things off because we want things to be perfect before we launch. Make the decision. Start doing it now. It's going to be perfect while you're doing it, while you're doing the effort, the active effort of moving forward. And what this phase is trying to teach us, that our inner child always knew, that our creative self is always the highest version of ourselves, that this, inner child that has all this creativity, that has all this expression, is the one that's going to save us. It's the one that's going to make us expand and grow. That all of these creative ideas that we've had and felt deep down inside were super meaningful. That these hobbies and things that we used to connect with when we were younger are even more meaningful than we thought. And what needs to be released? This indecisiveness. There's a lot of indecisiveness, of waiting for the confirmation, of waiting someone to tell you that it's okay to do it. You could start doing it now, start doing it today, start making progress. Even if it's small, even if it's, with fear, with no clear path. We don't need a clear path. Sometimes we just have to begin, and then we can give order, we can give structure to this project or to this new step that we want to take forward. It will start getting its form, but through effort. And what's next? We have the Knight of Cups in its reversal position. It is about reconnecting with this inner artist, flowing like a river, not creating a dam and just creating a bunch of ideas that's sitting in our notes, sitting in our notebooks. A lot of things that we want to communicate that are just being left behind. What is next is to release those emotions, to release the river so that others can see, so that others can hear, so that others can experience the things we want to bring into the world, these projects and ideas. It is a forward movement. Don't hold back. Anyways, 888, I hope this message resonated with you guys. Remember, you can always give me a like, subscribe to the channel, but also check one of the other numbers if they also resonate with you. Right now, we're going to be doing a collective reading, just one final reading for us here of something that we need to hear. If you made it this far into this video, it's because this message is for you. Wow, and we have a beautiful one here. We begin here with the Queen of Wands, saying that you are in a position of attracting those things that you desire. Is there a person, a job, a position in your life that you want to be in? Wow, this is a confirmation that you are headed in the right direction, that you're bringing it forward, that your energy is bringing into you, and you will be placed with that position to make that decision. Here we have the Lovers. You will be in a position where you're gonna move in this direction, but you have to decide, because success is right around the corner. It feels joyful, it feels expansive, it brings a lot of growth into your life, but you have to make the decision. You have to know that those things that you desire are meant for you and are coming your way. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for being here. As I said again, the links are below. If you want to get a private reading with me, you can check my Ko-Fi shop or my other links to my other social media accounts. I also do lives on TikTok. I create content here on YouTube. And there are many new things coming along that I am brewing up. So thank you so much. Remember again to give it a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I hope to see you in one of my next lives. Bye.